I didn't have anybody come with me on this trip out to the yard sales, so I'm going to be doing some voiceover, kind of explaining my thought process when buying. So this will be more of an educational, more than an entertainment type video today. These were electronic gate latches, and they ended up wanting 25 a piece for them, and it really wasn't worth it because they only go for about 40, so there was really no profit there. I'll usually get something like this when I'm looking at older blankets or toys or articles of clothing. It's typically, is this something that somebody would have had as a kid, and now that they're an adult 20, 30 years later, is it something that somebody would buy for them for their birthday or Christmas? The reason I passed on that blanket though was because it had too many tears and stains in it. It wasn't something that I was willing to take a risk on. Okay, so here we are approaching a vintage lunchbox with a bunch of thermoses surrounding it. I'm sure you've heard that these can be worth a lot. You've got to be really careful. One thing I will typically do is the later in the day it is, the more research I'll start doing on pretty much anything that looks like, oh, this would have been, this could be something that's worth a lot. It's really valuable. But if it's 10:30 or 11 o'clock in the day, most likely there's already been several resellers that have gone through everything. So I will just double check these, and I did find out that like the thermos, the goofy thermos I'm holding there only goes for about 10 to 15 bucks. I did get the Bernstein Bears lunchbox because it goes for around 20 to 30. I think I got that for about 2 bucks, so I just decided to grab it.
Love strawberry shortcake dolls.
Yeah, it's interesting with the yellow hair.
Yeah, I don't remember her name. I was not the strawberry shortcake one, that was my sister, so
I can look it up.
she could probably tell you.
Lemon meringue.
Yeah.
Okay, so this one was so dumb, I just had to get it. I couldn't find any comps for it. It's just a Mickey Mouse clock that's shaped like a watch. And I said, well, I'm sure they didn't sell a lot of them. So I decided to grab it. Even though it had some cracks in it, I think I got it for like 2 bucks. And I thought, well, it'll be funny to show to my kids, if anything. They had a couple of brand new computer parts. I looked up a couple of them. Really only one of them was worth buying. I ended up getting it for 20 bucks, and it sells for around, they're listed for between 100 and 150, and it's that power supply right there, the 500 watt one. I'm not going to show all of this because that's the only thing I ended up getting anyways. With cake molds, the more obscure and random the cake mold, those are the ones I tend to gravitate towards. This is just a Mickey Mouse and a sheep one, but I just double checked because it was Disney, and I ended up being correct in my assumption that they probably weren't worth that much. I think they were like 10, 15 bucks. Alright, some things you see, and if they're cheap enough, you just grab them. Don't even worry about looking them up. Especially, I had several eyes on me at this one, and if they see you whipping out your phone and looking stuff up, and they go, oh, and then I take it up to them and say how much, they'll ask for more than what they probably would have. So I just went with my instinct and just went up to the front. I saw these boots. I would have liked to have gotten these for 10, but they wanted 15. I didn't really negotiate. I just said whatever. They're probably worth about 60 to 75, so it was fine. I've had luck with Yu-Gi-Oh cards in the past. I will typically only buy them if I'm buying a lot of them. I was going to get these if they were going to give them to me for 20 bucks as for all of them, because I did see a couple of first editions in there. I don't know a ton about Pokemon or Yu-Gi-Oh, but if I can buy enough of them at a cheap enough price, I know that if there's not at least one or two or several good cards in there, that I will make back the money by just sheer volume. Unfortunately, they wanted 75 bucks for the bin, so I passed on it. Cowboy boots can be really good, but unfortunately, if the glue is bad and crunchy, or if the leather is really dry like these ones were, then you're probably going to want to skip on them. This one ended up being the best deal of the day, and it proved the rule that you should not be the one to throw out the first number. I don't usually follow that rule. I will usually just say what I would like to pay for the item, and they can always counter with something higher. But this time I was totally off because I was going to offer 10 in my head, but she just said, "Give me $1," and I said, "Okay."
Have a good day.
Because these boots will probably go for around 65, 70 bucks. So that was it for today. If you would like me to narrate the next one I do, talk about what I'm thinking and why I'm doing certain things, let me know in the comments. And if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. And I will see you guys in a couple days with the next one.